Hello, everyone, and welcome to the fourth week of the Final Fantasy Randomizer Spring Tournament Pairings Reveal. I'm your ever-popular host, Leggy Starscream, and tonight I'm joined by...
I guess we introduce ourselves. Darkmoon EX.
And I'm Danny.
And I don't think we have any new announcements this week, just remember the standard stuff, get your speed gaming things in on our spreadsheet as well as the speed gaming one. Other than that, I think
also, when volunteering, please remember not only, like he said, when you're doing your matchups, if you are wanting to do speed gaming, make sure you put it on our schedule and speed gaming's. But also when volunteering, if you volunteer for a match that is listed for speed gaming, to volunteer on the speed gaming sheet. And all those are pinned, those links are pinned in the scheduling channel and in the spring tournament channel.
Thanks, Danny.
And just as a comment, when you're scheduling your races, if you have multiple days you can schedule them for, and you can help to spread out the calendar so we don't have, 12 matches on a single day, that is helpful and we do appreciate it. And I think with that, we're good for you.
Yeah, so, for better and worse, I don't have a wheel to spin this week. We're down to the, last pick air, never go sky first. What are we talking about?
Woo Sky! Honestly, I like this flag set just because of the fact that you're not going to have to check it until you have both Chime and Cube, and then there's usually good treasure in there if nothing else. Like, Sky just seems like a great flag set to try.
Yeah, it's the... Like you said, it's the only one that really takes 2 key items to get into, so it's definitely going to push that back.
And of course, you get Cube and Chime like early every scene. You're like, well, I guess I'm going to Sky.
Just flip a table, fine game, I'll do it. So with that, let me roll our pairings. If we could get a drum roll, please.
I think that's the best I can do.
So
there you go.
We're starting off with Silverfire versus Groggy Dog.
Ooh, that is interesting. Danny, you might know Silverfire better than I do because I haven't seen them race very often. But I know we both have raced up against Groggy Dog at one point or another. It was a duck that come up in my particular class, and I know he's better than I am.
Yeah, Groggy's good. Groggy's very good. He is our current reigning Duck Supreme, and he's been doing well in this. And I know Silver's been doing really well in this tournament too. And they both have really good matchups, like even paired kind of matchups. And I think this is gonna be a good one. I wouldn't know who to pick over the other one, but I think it's gonna be good.
No, I'd probably vote for the Duckling myself just because I support the Ducks. But Silverfire is a hard competitive beat. This is gonna be.
All right, we have Thunderclawed versus Elastoid.
Avenge my loss last week, Thunder.
Everyone
no
says
Elastoid.
Everyone says the 2-1 bracket is going to be ugly, and it is. Don't get me wrong, it's going to be nasty. But a matchup like this between Thunder and Elastoid, whoo, I'm glad they get to fight each other, and I don't have to face either of them. Honestly.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're all 2-1 in the booth today, so if any of us win, we might have to face the loser next week, and that is scary.
Yeah, there's no winning.
Sorry.
I mean, if we're supposed to vote on someone, I think I might edge Thunderclawed on this one. I've seen them both race. I think they're both phenomenal racers. My gut says that Thunder might be the slight favorite to win this one, but that's, flags and how it matches up with how they play and everything else. It could go.
Yeah. So Coming up, we have Hyuketsuki versus Durindres. Wow, I keep mangling that name worse and worse each week. I'm so sorry.
Darindres, I think.
Yeah, it's Darindres.
Darindres. I would promise that I'll get it right by the end of this, but I'm so sorry.
Right around the time brackets happened.
I got it right because Darren was someone when he came in, was one of the people who like he started offering when he was learning and was learning how to track, and I worked with him some then and like a lot of race crew stuff. So that one's easy for me to remember.
We have a good
Hyuketsuki. That was a name I had to work on for a while.
Yeah, no, I feel that. We have a good crop of ducks coming in this year, and it's great to see them participating now in the spring tournament. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do here, and along with in the Duckling Derby. But this is going to be a good one to watch, if for no other reason than you get to see kind of a preview of how these two are going to compete when the Duck Derby comes up after spring tournament. This is a nice little preview match, and you never know. Either of these two could win this one and potentially still be in the running to make it into brackets from the last chance qualifier. There's a chance for everyone here.
Chat pointing out that Q is no duck, and
yeah.
that's true. He's actually been around for a while.
I said I didn't know everyone. Man.
Yeah, Q's been around long before I was around, so
yeah. And so
he's an ancient duck.
So we've got our 3-0. We got our first 3-0 race. We got our first 2-1 race. We got our first 1-2 race, and now we've got our first 0-3 race with Kenny Star versus Captain Nerd. With the way that this tournament is structured, no one is eliminated yet. If you get your 3 wins, you get to participate in the last chance qualifier to get into the play-in race with the 4-2s. So, these two are going to be fighting it out, trying to get the turnaround to make sure that they stay in it if they want to go all the way.
So this is a fight to the death here. I love it. This is going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, we're going to have a couple of those this week because, we're going to have our couple of 0-3 matches. And honestly, I'm excited for the 0-4 matches because no stakes, nothing's on the line. I'm hoping for some ridiculous drafts out of those.
I'm looking forward to this one. I want to see what happens here. This is hype for me now.
Yeah. So I see people floating around in chat. Specifically, I see Will Bloodworth there, who's up against High Spirits.
I love watching Will Bloodworth run. He does some really good stuff. He knows his game really solidly, as does High Spirits. Will Bloodworth, of course, is the you only need one captain right here. Will take any party of one man and take it through the game. But he's able to do that because he knows his game really well.
Yeah, I think that one's going to be a really good one.
All right. Coming up next, you want a good match? I can't hear you.
Was that a rhetorical question?
Do you want a good match?
Sure.
Demarine versus Cheesinator.
Yes.
Oh.
I mean, it's every 3-0 match is gonna be amazing, and this is a good one right here. You get a couple real pros.
Real good.
Yeah, a couple real pros going at it to try and see which one's gonna go 4-0. I can't even begin to guess who's gonna win this one.
Both of their matches so far have been really good, and a lot of them have been insanely close. That one's gonna be something. I wouldn't know who to pick over in that one, but it's
expect a real squeaker.
Yeah. These are two of our fastest finishing runners in the tournament right now, no matter what happens, expect some of the jettiest, fastest, thinnest margin of error race in the tournament so far.
Yeah.
That's not to say that any of our other races are going to not be any less hype, including Shadow Walker versus Ganon's Gone Wild.
You know, Ganon's Gone Wild is new, and I don't think I've been paying nearly as much attention to the player as I should have. Obviously, from the name alone, you can kind of pick out the fact that they've done a lot of Zelda running. I would say they're one of those dark horse candidates you didn't expect to get far in this tournament, but, I mean, they're 3-0 right now. That shows a level of skill, and, I mean, Shadow Walker is awesome, but you don't know what Ganon's going to do in comparison. I'm interested for this match.
Yeah,
unfortunately, I haven't been able to really catch much of Ganon's Gone Wild's races this tournament. Well, there's been a lot of races to catch up on, right? But so I don't know with that one. I think it'll be good. I mean, they're obviously both good. They're both 3-0. So I don't know what to expect for that one. But I do know Shadow's good. Shadow's real good. So
Shadow's dependable.
Ganon's gonna have to bring his A game next week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All I'm going to say is that I don't know anything, but if Ganon's Gone Wild wins this one, my money's on them making brackets.
Oh yeah. Yeah, if they can take down Shadow Walker, that's really proven themselves in this.
All right. And in other excellent matches, we have Cyranus versus One Fine Day.
Cyranus, I know, is out for blood right now. He was really talking about the loss that he got this last time, and I know whoever he faces off against, which is going to be One Fine Day here, that is going to be quite the little grudge match because he is out for revenge.
Yeah, like, whew.
Not revenge against you, One Fine Day. Revenge against his previous loss. Don't worry, I see you over in chat. It's fine.
Yeah, and like, neither of these runners are slouches.
No, I mean...
No.
Hmm? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No worries.
Yeah, no...
we did it again.
I'll go, and then you just jump in. It's fine. One Fine Day, of course, has been around for a while. Previous name for a year or two, and now they're here as One Fine Day. And you can go back and you can watch the previous tournaments, and you can just see their constant skill level at this. Cyranus is newer, was through the Platypus and Duck leagues before this, and he's a solid racer too.
Yeah. And Cheesedator also pointing out that One Fine Day, until we had the ridiculous RNG manipulation route that happened, One Fine Day was the world record holder for the vanilla version of this game.
That is impressive, and it shows a certain knowledge of the game itself that is hard to.
And in further hype matchups, so what are your all thoughts on Ichman Maya?
I don't want to face him.
Not really. Because, I mean, either way, I mean, I know whoever I'd get this week would be.
Oh,
I'm going 2-2.
Yeah.
But he's definitely a good runner. He's been around a while. He knows the game very well, and will kick my butt if I get him this week. So,
well,
wipe the floor with me, I'm sure.
Luckily, we don't have to worry about either of those outcomes because
all right.
This week, I'm the mop.
No! I am so sorry you have to throw yourself on that grenade.
Just hope there's not level 1 nuke, and there you go.
Yeah, go for the gambles. You play the way Maya isn't going to, because I think that's the only way to win.
No, I think that one's gonna be good. I wouldn't give it, like, I can't say, like, one person over the other, but yeah, that one's gonna be good.
It's gonna be a solid race. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
I definitely think if he beats you, he's gonna have to earn it, and vice versa. It won't be an easy one either way.
Yeah. I mean, the only easy win I've given up was to Cheesinator last week, where he ran circles around me.
we all suffer through that once in a while. It's the thing of Maya has been around for a while. I mean, again, you can go back to previous tournaments and watch his performance in those tournaments, and there's solid game skill there. You can see the progression as the randomizer improved, and his play in them just carried alongside with it. Any tournament you have that Maya is in, there's a good chance he's making it to brackets easily. So, I mean, facing off against that is rough.
Yeah, but, like, I'm still a little sore after last week's loss, so I'm definitely I'm hungry for it.
You're channeling. You're like Serenus. You're like, you're not happy about last week's loss. Like, you're coming into week 4, like, I want it.
Blood.
Yep.
So, more races. We have Larkin versus Sledge Calamity.
Ooh, I like this one. Sledge is one of our ducks. Has gone through the program. I'm not actually certain if they've officially graduated yet, even. I know in the past they've had some computer problems that has kept them away at times. So I'm hoping that they do really well here and decide to continue with the duck tournament. Ale has had a rough go of it.
Yeah, Ale, poor Ale. He's the last whatever, but I'm with Knuckle. He's one of those people I'm like surprised that he's wanted to, but Ale's good. Ale's real good, and I would not be surprised that even with his 2 losses, if at the end of Swiss he's not 4-2. Sledge is good too. He's newer than Edge, or not? Jeez, I'm newer than Ale. Let me get my names right.
Because I think we're all newer than Edge right now.
Right? But he's newer than Ale, but he's good, and he's been around enough that he like knows the game. Because I know I want to say he was around at least last summer, but took a break.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I don't know him as well as Ale, but
he was in one of the duck classes with me for a while there, and then I think he just wasn't able to continue on with it. But he's back, and I'm looking forward to seeing him continue on with this and the future, and watch him grow in FF.
Yeah. One sec. Coming up after that, we have Gouda versus Sealy Faye.
That's a good one. Sealy has been playing really well. First 2 matches went fantastic for them. Gouda, of course, he's Team Red Hat for me. So I'm immediately going to be like, woo, go Gouda, of course, Gouda, yay! But, that's going to be a close one right there.
Yeah,
I was about to say, I think you guys were on the team last summer, so...
OSV, yep, for the vacation. So he always gets my vote. Him and Zenobian and Crab Cakes and Tyre, they're always going to get my vote when they're in something, because they're, it's teamwork, team togetherness right there. But no, this is going to be a good one.
Yeah, and especially because they've both signed up for a draft. So
so we already know things are going to get fun.
I'm already excited.
The last time I drafted with Gouda, we accidentally went thief, Black Mage. And, I mean, that was hysterical.
Well, I mean, if nothing else, your party probably ran really well.
Oh, God, yeah, we were getting away from everything. Honestly, I gotta tell you, that's a fun party to play, and if that happens to Gouda again, he's practiced for it now.
So basically, what you just said was telling Sealy Faye, don't go thief.
Don't go that way. No.
Whatever you do, avoid that one, and you're good.
I'm just doing Gouda a favor there, honestly.
And of course, I can't wait to watch that match. It's gonna be a riot.
Mm-hmm.
Sealy joined, honestly, with me. We were friends before we both joined this community, and me playing this is why Faye's here now. And so I know that I'm excited because Sealy Faye is just going wild, getting all the way up to 2-1. Like, it's not easy.
No, those first two matches, she was against great competitors, and to pull out the wins there shows a level of skill that cannot be.
Indeed. But before we spend all day talking about this one, because let's face it, we could spend all day talking about all of these, and we're already 20 minutes in. We have Grendulicious versus Much Paranoia.
Danny, do you know anything about these players? Because I will be honest, they're new enough that I'm inexperienced about both of their records.
I don't know a whole lot. If I remember correctly, Grendy is the one who is much braver than I and likes running that 2-man party.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love 2-man.
Like I said, much braver than I. Because I can barely make it work for 4 people. Much less 2, so hats off.
Yeah, and Much Paranoia might have a little more time this week to practice, given that they just got, unfortunately, eliminated from the Fabul Gauntlet, the ongoing Free Enterprise tournament. Paranoia
which is a good tournament, too.
Is a fierce Free Enterprise runner who decided to make the jump over to FFR for this spring tournament.
Nice.
So good skill there. They know the Final Fantasies. How much of that translates over here, I think, is... Honestly, I think there's a lot that translates over, all things considered. As difficult as the original NES Final Fantasy is and the weird quirks that are in it, that it shows a level of skill there. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, I've started playing a little bit of Free Enterprise myself, and, like, the fact that you actually have to menu quickly in battle is just blowing my mind.
The active battle system, that's very different from...
So, our next pairing is going to be Courant versus Sketchy Metal.
It's another one of those 0-3 matches. Someone's going to have to come out for blood for this one, because their fate in the brackets resides here. That's really all I got, though, because again...
I don't know Sketchy Metal well. I've watched Courant play a little. I know when he first joined the community, I watched one of his very first seeds he ever played, and I know he's improved greatly since then. And I've seen some of Sketchy Metal's races. I actually tracked his very first race, and he definitely somebody who's new. He's newer than Courant, but shows a lot of potential. So I think that'll be a good one, and I think both of those players are players that will, the more they play, the better they're getting.
It's a good crop of new people that we're getting in. It's awesome.
It really is. The next, Duck Derby's gonna be great.
On tilt. It'll be amazing.
Yeah. We've got the real Super Pleb versus Black Knight.
It's not a fake Super Pleb, it's the real Super Pleb. I'm sorry, that was a terrible joke. I had nothing better.
I had to stop myself from making one afterwards.
Would have made me feel better, at least. That was a terrible joke. So,
it was
again...
on, Eminem lyrics, and I was going to say, could he please stand it? But it was bad.
Yeah, no. That sounds fantastic right there. New players again that I don't know that well. I need to get down and watch the Ducks, which of course we're going to have a chance to do since I'm probably going to be helping Greg out with the next Duck Derby. So we're going to see a lot of cool stuff from these two. I know they both have skill. I've seen conversations about their play afterwards, and they've both some interesting ideas for the randomizer and shown a level of skill that will help them carry through. So this will be a good match to watch.
Yeah, and I imagine they're both hungry. They've had their taste of victory, and they both want more.
Mm. And as Chad is saying, it's class warfare, but like feudal style.
We've got Lord Fizzlebeef versus Jazz Raptor.
Yeah, that's a good one. Jazz is newer, aren't they?
I think he's been around for a little while. I'm not sure how long, though.
Okay. Fizzle, of course, is a seasoned pro at this point, and the fact that he hasn't gone 3-0 is surprising to me. But then, considering who all's in the 3-0 bracket and who he had to face to get down to 2-1, it's all scary once you get to the top brackets right now. That is going to be.
I wasn't sure, and then Cheese in chat confirmed it for me. Jazz in week 2 with Dangwoo, it was down to that Topher was nuts. It was so close. So he definitely knows how to. He's good and he can play well from what I've seen, but I'm slightly biased and I gotta go. I'm Team Fizzle. That's who taught me how to play. So I'd be lying if I wasn't saying. I openly admit I'm all kinds of bias.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jazz. Go
Well, and it's interesting when you have a seasoned pro like this up against a newer player, because you can go back and you can watch what Fizzle does. You can kind of learn about how he plays and what he likes to do. Jazz is one of those dark horses, though, that's got a good record right now, 2-1 in the brackets. But you're not really certain what all they're going to come out with. So this could be a real barn burner, just figuring out what Jazz is up to while Fizzle is playing his game.
Yep. So we have Wild Ham versus Minda Mage.
See, again, I have to root for a teammate there. Min and I played in the co-op tournament, and we lost, which I blame myself for. But we played, and he's going to get my vote every time just because we got solidarity there. But Wild Ham I've watched. Wild Ham is good. Wild Ham knows what they're doing. This could be.
Mint in chat giving you shout outs there, Darkman. Saying it wasn't your fault. You guys just forgot something important.
He said that,
it's all right. It's
don't listen
okay.
to him. I'm the weak link in any organization. It's fine.
We have Jake Hofer versus Cal Subalu.
I like this pairing. This is a good pairing. I've seen Chaos before. Chaos is good. They know the game. They can play it really well. Jake Hofer, of course, plays I think just about everything at this point. So there's all around skill there.
Yeah, I really wish I had enough time to watch every single match of this tournament while it's going on, because I don't know who's going to make brackets, but if I'm one of them, I'm scared of everyone.
See, that's the difference between you and I. You're like, I don't know if who's going to make brackets, but if I'm one of them. And I'm like, I don't know who's going to make brackets, but it sure as heck ain't me.
If it's me, I can guarantee you, first week of brackets, I am losing spectacularly. It'll be hilarious.
Yeah. Jake, in chat pointing out that Jake Hoper is also doing I'm just doing a whole bunch of tournaments, so...
Oh, yeah. I know I've seen his name around the Zelda community, so, it would not surprise me if he's got his fingers in everything right now.
Yeah. And that definitely, when you spread yourself thin a little bit, it's a little bit easier for people to snipe lids off you. So I actually like Chaos
Subaru.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's good. I played her. I played against her some in like duckling things in the Duck Derby when we did the Duck Derby before, and she's good.
Yeah. Looking forward to this one.
We have Gulif versus Magius.
I raced Gulif. Was that last week? I think it was last week. It's all a blur now. There's been too many games. No, but that one was a good one.
I think is it Guelph or is it Guelph? I'm not sure. I think I want to say once he said it was pronounced Guelph, but I do know you. I think it was maybe week 2 because I just highlighted that VOG like the other day, and I'm pretty sure it was week 2.
I think it was week 3 because I could swear Cinema B. My race against them was week.
Yep, it's Guelph. Yeah, okay. I knew it was week 2 or 3, but I wasn't sure. But yeah,
I know I lost to Greg Lee the first round. So no, Guelph. If we're sure that's the pronunciation. Great runner. I mean, I did win that one, but that was a bet. From what I understand, because I haven't gone back to watch it because I hate watching my own races. That was a really close back and forth. Everything they were saying. Now, I'm not going to try and say that I'm a great runner. But he picked the places to go better than I did, and was able to catch up to whatever lead I had and take it away from me for a little while. I think it all came down to Topher, unfortunately. But he's willing to do stuff that I wouldn't. I think he went into Topher at like 26 with a black belt, which is insane to me. So that's one of those ones where you're sitting there going, wow, he will pull some maneuvers and try and work around you and play the player as well as the game. Magius, however, I have seen before. Magius is solid. Magius, I think, honestly deserves to be a little higher in this tournament than where they're at right now. So this is going to be a good.
All right. So we have, speaking of Cinema V, we've got Cinema V versus Devio.
Well, I played Cinema B. Cinema B is solid. They're a good runner. I feel like that was another close one for me that I probably shouldn't have won. I don't feel like I should win any of my races. Danny, you understand that.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
I'm surprised anytime I win one.
Do you know anything about DVX? Because I don't.
Not a lot. I tracked their first race, and I've seen a little of their races since. And it's someone who, from what I've seen week 1 till now, is improving. And is somebody, like a lot of our newer plays, I think will be interesting to see how they did in week 1 compared to how they're playing in week 6.
Mm-hmm.
Is it somebody who joined right at the beginning of the tournament? Cinema B, I know, was around for a while, around the first Doctor we had in the fall.
Yeah.
And then took a break and was gone for a little while, but still someone who's been playing for a little bit. So I like that one. I think that's a good matchup. I think it'll be a good one to watch.
All right. So our next pairing is Rojo. What do you both think about Rojo?
Well, I have a feeling that since you're asking that, one of us is going to get paired up against them.
I know every time she stops to ask beforehand, I feel like doom coming on, like it's mine. I'm like, oh no. I know they played and I've watched some of the races. I don't know them well.
Yeah, I know nothing. I've seen them around, but I haven't had a chance to watch their run, so I have no clue.
Well, Danny, you might want to fix that.
God.
Well, there you go. Oh,
there you go. Woo!
Well, I think I need to go look up some VODs.
I'm rooting for you, Danny. You need to make it. You need to make it into brackets because I'm sure I'm not going to.
Oh, Danny's not going to brackets. I hate to bust it to you. But
Danny to win it all.
I'm like I don't really know you all, Rojo, but like GG on your week 4 win, buddy. You just went 3-1.
You stole my line. That was what I was gonna say.
Well, Danny, you got 2 wins under your belt. Just do whatever you did in those 2 and not what you did in the 1.
I don't know what I did. I don't know how I won those 2. I'm shocked more than anybody that I won those 2 races.
That says you can doubt yourself all you want, but you play well.
Well, chat's really nice.
They're so sweet, aren't they?
They are.
All right. We have Wab versus Hypez.
I think that's going to be really good. I think Hypes and Wabs is a good match.
I am honestly shocked that Hypes is down in the 1-2 bracket. I would have expected them to be higher. I have a feeling that they're definitely out for blood at this point, and I feel just a little sorry that Wab is potentially the person they're going to run over. Wab's good, don't get me wrong, but of the 2, I'm thinking Hypes might have the edge on this one.
Rumblefish versus Life Reboot.
I don't know enough about them.
I played Life Reboot a little bit with the Dark Derby a few months ago, so I know they're pretty good. I played Rumble Week 2, so I know they're really good too. Like, I legit thought I was losing to Rumble, so...
Rumble will pull out some strats.
I'm still surprised I didn't lose to Rumble. Rumble's been around a while. I think I know he's been around at least as long as I have, if not longer, probably longer actually.
Mm-hmm.
So, and like, they're pretty good.
Yeah, I'm gonna be interested in this one. Rumble, I think, might have slightly more experience, like long term for this whole game. But Life Reboot has shown some serious skill. Yeah, Life Reboot has shown some serious skill. Like they were a good performer in the Duck Derby. And even if they don't do well in this tournament long term, I think when they come back to the Duck Derby the next time, that's going to be a real competitor to watch.
Yeah.
All right. In our next 3-0 match, we have Sonny Wrath versus Hangry.
Woo!
I like that one.
Yeah.
That one sounded like it'd be a good match, but it's gonna be a fun one. Like,
Hangry's always hangry. He's always looking for that next win. Sonny is a solid racer too, and I mean honestly, I know them most from just hanging out in the booth with both of them, and like I know this game decently well at this point, having been around for over a year and watching on YouTube for a couple years before that. But I can rely on them to be the experienced pro that I can ask the dumb questions on for either of them, because they know this game better than I do.
Asher in chat, can we have that race with live mics? Boy, I wish.
Get that as an After Dark special and just let the two of them go wild on.
All right.
Darkman versus Caleb.
Oh boy.
It's like,
hey, congrats, Caleb.
I don't even want to build up the tension on that one. That's going to be a fun race.
I have raced Caleb before. Caleb has won. I think the 4 times I've faced him, Caleb has won. So, hey, hope you make it lucky number 5, dude, because I'm expecting that.
Little jealous. I'm not gonna lie.
Did you want to face Caleb?
Well, kind of, but I want to go on the podcast.
You know, not to digress here, but you still are owed like a time on my podcast. You just have to get scheduled for at some point. I'm just saying.
I know. Well, that's the problem. You know how busy I am right now. Like I'll get at you in a couple of weeks when we're on break.
Yeah, I'll catch you after Swiss, and then you can listen to me now on Caleb's podcast. That's the win for me, and then he can absolutely wipe the floor with me in the actual day that we race.
There you go.
Well, podcasts or no podcasts, we have JLo versus Ragnarok.
Ragnarok, who I always just end up calling Rags in chat, because typing his entire name is too much of a pain for me. I like him. He's great. He's a fantastic volunteer. He's a good runner. JLo I don't know as well, but I think anyone who's going to come up against Ragnarok is in for quite.
I've seen a little bit of JLo's races in the last couple weeks, and I think they're definitely good. I watched Ragnarok play CC yesterday and was very impressed. So,
I heard it was a close one.
oh yeah, it was.
And if you can make a close one against crab cakes, yeah, like that's skill to watch right there. I know I've said this before, but that's one of those racers where I'm sitting there going, really? They're in the 1 and 2 bracket? Are you sure that's...
Coming up next, we have Alisong versus Demon RHK.
That's two of our newest runners. Mm-hmm. Which I always kind of like when you have the newest people paired up together, because it seems like really good, even balanced, fair matches, and I like those. So I like this.
That is the nice thing about how when we're heading into the back half of these right now, as all the really unfair Duckverse seasoned pro matches are out of the way, and you don't have to be like, oh, they're gonna get steamrolled. I feel so bad now. Now that we have a couple of ducks facing off against each other, and I think these are. Likey, you can correct me on this, but Ali and Demon RHK, they both came from Free Enterprise, didn't they?
I
know I've seen Demon. I think was in the tournament. I could swear I saw Alisong over there as well.
Yeah, I know I've seen Ali around a few places, but I'm just blanking on the specific places I've run into her.
Well, the rando communities just kind of mix and move around each other at this point. So, no, but it's nice to see them over here, and obviously with randomizer skill in general, they have the skill to get far in this tournament. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do, here in this matchup as they're fighting for their life, but also, again, in the Duck tournament, the Duck Derby, once we get to that afterwards. I hope they stick around and compete in that. That'll be great for them.
All right. Well... You know how everyone's been really hyped for the 3-0 matches, and everyone's been talking about really good 2-1 matches?
Uh-huh.
Asher versus Crab Cakes.
Oh, boy.
Yes. Woo! I know Crab Cakes is smarting after that loss she had last week. So anyone who faces off against Crab Cakes is going to find a very tough shell they have to fight through. I feel bad for Ash. Danny, your thoughts?
Yeah, I know they're both CC, everybody knows CC's great. She's last year's champ for a reason, and she is still as good this year, if not better than she was last year.
Mm-hmm.
And Asher was someone last tournament who was still pretty new, who has only gotten better since. And I know did a lot of work, had done all right in those flags. So I don't know on that one, but I'm going to have fun watching it. I'm real glad I didn't get either one of them, I can tell you that.
I was going to say, I feel bad, but the small voice in the back of my head sitting there going, at least it's going to be close when I face Caleb. If I'd gone up against either of them, that would have been, disgusting. I would have lost so hard. So, you guys have fun battling each other out. I'm glad I dodged.
Yep. And in other fun battles, we have Ali Jabrat versus Burt Reynolds.
Burt! Burt's a solid runner. I've seen Burt run a lot. Burt outranks me in the Iron Gall, so how it is that I'm 2-1 and he's 1-2, I have no clue. And Ali has been around, forever. So that's going to be a solid...
Yeah, these are two runners who could easily be 2-1 right now, if not 3-0.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Is this it? Do we call this race Ali and?
I mean, I didn't realize we were naming the races now.
Chat's been doing that the whole time.
Fair. Well, I'll give him a fun one to figure it out, because we got Ava's Ruin versus Falconic.
Oof. Again, there's a bullet I'm really glad I dodged. I know Falconic was wanting to race me this week, probably because he could wipe the floor with me. But woo, don't have to take that bullet. Falconic is a great runner. I've been watching Falconic for like years now because of the YouTube, and I know he came in like a year before I did, and helped put together the co-op tournament last year. Was a big figure on the Discords last year. Glad to see him back here now with the merged server and everyone like participating and making a good solid community again. He's a great competitor. I'm glad to have him in here. And Avos I don't know as well, but they're 2-1. Danny, how do you know anything about their record and how they are?
Not a whole lot, unfortunately. I what little bit I have seen of Avos, I think they're one of our brand new people, but someone who I see a lot of potential in, and I think the more they play, the better they are getting each week.
Mm-hmm.
And Falconic, well, we all know Falconic. He's been around for a long time, and he's darn good. So,
and
if nothing else, if Avos like drafts and stuff with him, it's gonna be fun and interesting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Maybe don't draft with him. I'm just saying.
Look.
Or as Pratt says, make sure don't let him find the Bane sword.
All I'm going to say is that Avos, if you draft with Falconic, no matter which one of you wins, the viewers win.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, you'll get a really wild, stupid party, and it'll be fantastic.
So, I just want to call out Spellzap, who called not that repeated match again, but...
Well, they get to play twice, cheaters!
The Dengwu Spellzap matchup.
Oh boy.
Good luck, Dang. I'd say I'm cheering for you, but Spellzap is my pick to go all the way. So.
Look, all I'm gonna say is that Dengwu is the master of the unconventional, the insta death.
Yes. Oh, he loves those. Watching him go through we had the Road to SG Live last year, and he didn't even know he had a lead, but he just decided because he had fear available to him, he was just going to fear on carry 1 and carry 2 and got them to run away. That's a fantastic race, and the fact that he made it work and still won with just memeing like that. Dengwu loves his weird, unconventional stuff. If you get him like the Bane Sword early, he is going to do some work with it.
Yeah, or if you get some nice early insta-kill magic that, other players might not know how to roll with.
Yeah, well, Spellzap will know how to roll with it. Spellzap, I think, is going to take the time after losing last week and really... I mean, you know your partner better than I do, Danny, for the co-op tournament. Spellzap's probably, like, really plotting...
Again, so just a little bit like Fizzle. I may be slightly biased when it spells out, being my partner and all. But regardless of all that, like, he's he's one of the people, like, if you don't see him go far in brackets, it would be for real shocking. Mm-hmm. But Dang's really good too, and it's another one. It's like I can't with this one because he's the woo to my wheels. So I'm just like I can't with this one. It's like darn it, I feel bad for either. Like if either were to lose, but if nothing else, I'm gonna have a whole lot of fun watching this one.
All right,
and we'll probably track it just to make sure I don't miss it.
Like it's an interesting one, as Chad is pointing out, because Dang got into brackets last year, into the top 16. Yeah,
him and Spellzap both went brackets last year, so...
Yep. So just because, I'm saying Spellzap has my vote, Dang has the skill there as well, and it wouldn't surprise me in the least to see both of them make it into brackets again this year, as tight as this whole competition is. Unfortunately, one of the two of them potentially is going to rack, like, a second loss here, and they're going to have to, like, sweep the last two if they want to avoid that last chance qualifier.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting one for sure. And it could go either way, probably on the hair of 3 and 256.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Oh, I can
3,
easily see.
we have our last 3-0 matchup. Show versus Zenobian.
Ooh.
Show is one of those ones that welcomed me into the community when I first joined up. I raced some races with them. They're fantastic. Any other matchup, I would 100% be like, Show is going to take this. Show is going to be great. But Zenobian is Team Red Hat. And I'm actually racing Zenobian in about an hour and a half as we do some really stupid flags. So, I mean, I'm like Danny with some of her matchups. I'm a little biased.
I don't recall racing Zenobian too much, but I know how good he is. Show's another one I know how well he is, and I did the GDQ race with, and Show's awesome. So I don't know who I'd give that one to, but I know it's going to be fun to watch.
Xena was a dark horse when we did the OSV last year, because I volunteered to put a team together, and Tyre joined up with me, and then Xeno and Gouda joined up as well, and they were both fairly new, a little longer than I was, but still fairly new. And then Crab Cakes jumped on with us, and that helped to finish it out. And, you know, we're all sitting there going, well, we got 3 ducks here. Like, who's going to be the weak link each week? And I can tell you right now, it was me. Because Xeno was no weak link whatsoever. Xeno just brought it to the competition. It was consistently in second and third on our team every time. The Show is a fantastic runner. Xeno is a fantastic runner. That is going to be a great race no matter what.
Yeah. And for our only pair up-down this week, which I'm impressed by, we have Durun versus Russian Bishop.
That is an interesting one. Obviously, Durun needs to pull this win out if they want to have a hope for a good long life yet in the tournament. Russian Bishop I've watched, though. Russian Bishop is pretty good. Newer, but pretty good. And I think, like, obviously as a pair up, pair down, if we're going to give an edge to anyone, I'd lean slightly towards Russian Bishop. But I think Durun, you know, knowing that that their life in the tournament depends on it, they're going to bring it this time.
Yeah. It's going to be a match between 2 competitors, one of whom is going to be incredibly hungry. Keeping on down the line, we have Zyrak versus Lord of the Synth.
Whew. Synth has been around a while. Like, way long. I watched them back in, like, tournaments of long ago, and they're solid. Zyrak, I don't know as well. Danny, how familiar are you?
Not terribly. I know Zyrak, at least to my knowledge, is one of our newer people who signed up this year. So, and I watched I've seen Lord of the Synth race a couple of times this tournament, so I know they're good. But I don't really know much on this one, so
It'll be one to watch. It'll be interesting. Like a new duck taking on experienced pro, both of which really are looking to really sink their teeth into this tournament because their life is starting to depend on it.
Yeah. I took one of the wins off of Lord of the Synth, and believe you me, that was not an easy match.
Oh, I'm sure.
Alright, as we continue down the list, we have Tarnin versus Bratster.
One of the masters of the vanilla-ish speedrun that people were running for a while there, I believe actually took a win off of Falconic as well, who I was raving about earlier. Bratster is also an experienced pro, and I've seen Bratster race, and they're solid as well. I think that they took some time off, came back recently, just a little rusty, but that's rust that usually shakes off early in the tournament. So this is going to be an interesting one to see.
I know Brat's good. I know they've been around for a very long time and have been playing this a long time. But Tarnin's fellow Trash Island Fire Department. My
Yeah.
fellow firefighter. Sorry, I'm Team Tarnin on this one. Go Tarnin, go.
Yeah, Tarnin's a good friend as well, so I hate to say it, we're all a little biased here tonight. We're coming down to our last couple of matches. So we have Demon Frog versus Specty.
I like this one. This one's a good one. Sketchy, I don't know that well, but I've seen them race and they're solid. Demon Frog, I've seen race in a bunch of different things, and I like them as a competitor. They're a good competitor, whether they win or lose. They're fun to race against. So I mean, I like this pairing just because I think it's going to be a fun race.
Specty was one of the very first people I ever watched play the randomizer when I started figuring out what it was. So I know how long they've been around a while. I know how good they are, and they are darn good. Demon, another fellow fighter from Trash Island Fire Department. I'll be wearing my firefighter helmet during his Tarnin and Fizzle's matches. No offense to those. No offense to those they're racing. So, but I think that's going to be a really good match.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And then last, but certainly not least, we got Salty versus Gregley.
Oh boy.
Ooh. Well, sorry, Greg, I'm voting against you because you defeated me first round. Take that. No, I'm joking.
Shots fired.
I'm joking. No. Don't have to face him again right now. I'm very pleased about that. But the Puffy Fry races, they're calling it over in chat. That is going to be a fun one to watch. Salty, again, is another one of those experienced pros that you can go back and watch in previous tournaments, and they're phenomenal. They took some time off from the competition recently and then came back, and I'm glad to see them back. Gregley is the master of the black belts, and Gregley can bring it when he gets a party that he likes. And if they do any kind of like drafting, or if they get to just pick their own party, you can be sure Gregley's going to pull the black belt. And Gregley can bring the black belt strats like no one else. I tried to play him at them one-on-one, and I got creamed.
Greg joined. He's been around about as long as I have. And I know he's really, really good. I don't know Salty that well. I know they're an older player that is really good. I know when we were doing the weeklies and I was running those, that they hadn't been around for a while, and right before the tournament they popped in for a weekly race and then won it out of nowhere. So definitely not somebody that I would ever underestimate, because I know how good they are. I know when I go 2-2 and then week 5 rolls around, I don't want to see either of them.
No joke.
Yeah.
Whoever loses that. Well, actually, you know what? If Gregley loses this week and I lose this week, I still don't have to face him again. So that's just another reason. Nothing but love there, Greg. I swear.
All right. Your matches are now live, so
rock on.
Find your opponent for the week, sign up, get signed up for doing comms and all that lovely jazz.
Yes,
And
please.
I'm sure I sound like a broken record, but I just want to reiterate again, and somewhat selfishly because it makes my life slightly easier. When signing up for your matches, if you have a preference for a channel or you want on Speed Gaming or just whatever, please make sure to sign up on both sheets. Same with volunteering. If you volunteer for a match and it's on Speed Gaming, make sure you volunteer on both sheets, please and thank you. Those are all pinned. Any of the links you guys need for anything to sign up for things, matches, volunteering, whatever it is, it's in the Spring Tournament channel, it's in the scheduling channel, and if nothing else and you need help, ping us. But there you go. I've said my 2 cents.
Your PSA for the day.
Yep.
And with that,
I got to say it this week instead of bugging everybody else too.
I'm going to sign off for now. Thank you all once again for coming here and hanging out with us. And I look forward to seeing how everyone does. Remember that next week, we roll the wheel again. And then the week after that, there is no wheel, only chaos.